There are two kinds of people in this world. We have those who look to themselves as having it all. For them, they think they have the answer to every issue of life. For them, they think every challenge, every difficulty that comes their way is solely their own. These men and women, when they are so much challenged and they find no way out, they give up. They throw in the towel because for them, it is just they who are fighting their battles. These are men and women we call who look at the grave. There is a second group of people. These men and women know that life as we have it is not their own, because they came into this world not of their own will, but God has placed them into this world for a purpose. And these men and women believe and know that it is God who is writing their histories of life. So because God is the author of their life, they know their story will be an interesting story. These men and women who look beyond themselves to Jesus, God, are those who look beyond the grave. Do you look at the grave or you look beyond the grave? Today, Jesus is reminding us, calling us all to look beyond the grave. Amen. Tell somebody, look beyond the grave. Christ the King. Saint Teresa. So my dear friends, my dear sisters, my dear brothers, today I want to reflect with you shortly on how to experience the resurrected Christ. I'll give about 3-4 points and then we continue with the celebration. As I began by telling you that life is authored by God, God is the story writer of your life, that alone should be something that you can hold on to for the rest of your life. Because you know we have some authors, anything they write is a bestseller. I hope you are aware of that. Anytime they write any piece, it becomes a bestseller. Because they are just good at writing. So any writing, any movie, anything they bring into this world is a bestseller. God is a bestseller. And you make sure that your life will become a bestseller for people to buy. Amen. And that is what the resurrection is all about. That the God that you and I are worshiping, He's not a God who writes and people find it difficult to read, who don't have interest in His story. But it's a man who writes, a God who writes, and then everybody wants to read His story. What is that story? Today we are told one of it. That early on the day He rose, the Sabbath day, the first day of the week, one woman, Mary of Magdala, she's sometimes called, decided to go to the tomb in the afternoon, in the evening. No. She decided to go the early hours of the day. Some Bibles call it at dawn. My dear friends, can you imagine going to a cemetery at dawn? Hello? Can you do that? Going to the cemetery at dawn? Or going to visit your husband, your sisters, your relative who have died, the grave for the person at dawn? Do you go at dawn to visit graves of people who have died? But this woman took a risk. At dawn, when people wouldn't go to look at a grave, she said, no, I'm going to look at a grave at dawn. Because it was not just any human being's grave, but a grave of the Lord. So when she took that risk, she had a reward. The first step to encounter the resurrected Christ is to take a risk for Jesus. Amen. Tell somebody, take a risk for Jesus. So this woman took a risk. At dawn, early in the morning, she got up alone. Even if she had a friend accompanying, that would have been better. No one. She ran to the grave, and then they are told because of the risk she took, when she got there, the tomb has been opened. The stone has been rolled away. When you take a risk for Jesus, a stone that is on your way will roll away for you. When you take a risk for Jesus, every stone that becomes a stumbling block, an obstacle will roll away from your life. Amen. it needs you to take that risk. Some of us are still having the stones at our lives. Stones roll over us because we are failing to take that risk for Jesus. The risk says that, let's go this relationship. Say, no, I'm going to lose money. Let go this job. So no, I don't want to lose money. Let go this. No. Because I'm going to lose Jesus, I wouldn't do that. You know surely that it is this job, you know surely that it is this relationship, you know surely that it is this behavior, habit, that is making it impossible for you to encounter Jesus. You know it. But we are not ready to take that risk. We want to continue holding on to that. If you do that, your stone will be still lying there for you. But when you rest your life for Jesus, that for Jesus' sake, God for your sake, I will let go and let you in, then every stone in your life, Jesus himself will roll it away for you. Now the second point. When the stone had been rolled, she took the risk and the stone was rolled. We are told she ran to inform some of the disciples. Two are mentioned, Simon Peter and then John. And then when they were mentioned, we are told that the first thing they did was to run to the tomb. Some of us, we hardly run to Jesus. Point number 2, run to Jesus. Amen. Tell somebody, run to Jesus. Sometimes running for Christ, running for Jesus can bring a difference. They didn't just walk to have a look at it. It was so great a news that they couldn't just sit and we think, what should we do? But immediately they heard the news, we are told, they got up. They didn't even say, let's walk. They started running. Men who were running. Running for what? To see the empty tomb. When you run, as they did, you surely see that your tomb will be empty. Run and experience your empty tomb. Amen. I say run and experience your empty tomb. Amen. When Peter and John took that run of life and they got to the tomb, we are told that they're not too sure. The first person, John, stood, couldn't go in. But when Peter got there, he took a second step. He entered. Some of us, we come to the tomb, we come to Jesus, and want to stay there and then peep at him, to stare at him. He doesn't need that. Come in and encounter him. Amen. He wants you to enter and encounter him. So the third point to experience the resurrected Christ is to enter and meet Jesus. When you go in, you take that second step, which means come in and embrace Jesus, have that feeling of Jesus. Then, like Peter, when they had entered and saw, we are told that they believed. There is something interesting about what they saw. You know, when Jesus was crucified and then buried, he was kind of wrapped in a cloth. They call it a shroud. Now, and then there was also a linen or napkin that they had used to cover his head, rolled over his head, and then the feet. So we are told that when they entered the tomb, what they saw was so astonishing. Why? Why? Because it was as if Jesus is still lying there. The position in which they have put him, the same position was there. But this time, without a body. If somebody has come to steal, as they were thinking, the body of Jesus away, then they could have touched or, mishandled the wrappings. But the wrappings were still lying there as if Jesus has evaporated from the clothes. That is the next point. When you enter, you have that experience with Jesus, you evaporate from every difficulty in your life. God will make sure that you are evaporated like Jesus. You come out of every problem as if you have never had that experience. That pain in your heart, that bitterness, when you can bring it to Jesus, He will make sure that there's no trace of any pain again in your life. Jesus left behind the clothes. He will make sure that you leave behind every cloth, every wrapping that has put you together, that is keeping you from experiencing yourself. You know, when you are wrapped, you cannot move. But when Jesus takes away every wrappings from your life, you can move and have life and have your being. Amen. It's my prayer that the Jesus that we are trying to follow, the one who today is alive, the one who's alive in the church, the one who because He lives you can face tomorrow, this Jesus should be there whenever you need Him. Amen. May Jesus make you see tomorrow. Amen. And when we come to Jesus, let us know that we need to risk for him. Take a risk for him. Apart from that, we need to also know that when we risk for him, every stone in our life will be rolled away. And when we have heard the news of Jesus, when you have the experience of Jesus, let us not keep it to ourselves. Let us not just keep it as one news. Let us run for more. Run to Jesus for more. And when you have run to Jesus and experienced him, then know that every challenge in your life with Jesus, who has evaporated from death, you also evaporate from death. Amen. May you evaporate from every death, death of sin, death of bitterness, death of anger, death of jealousy, death of unforgiving heart. May all these be evaporated from your life now and forever. Amen.